So the internet has gotten kind of terrible. Every website wants your attention, every company wants your data, and somehow, despite all of us having faster internet than we've ever had before, websites seem to load slower. But for the last few years, every device in my house has been using this little piece of software, and it's one of the best value things that I've added on my home network. If you're new here, I'm Jonathan, and I make videos about owning your technology instead of letting it own you. I also make retro gaming content and videos about being more intentional with your technology. Originally, I only wanted to block ads, that's it. I was tired of banner ads, pop-ups, and websites that looked pretty much like a billboard compared to an actual website. But using Pi-hole, it actually does a lot more than just blocking ads. It also blocks trackers, analytics, telemetry, requests to companies that you didn't even know your computer was talking to. The beauty of Pi-hole is that it works for all devices on a network. Apps on your phone, smart TVs, and everything else. Honestly, I've found smart TVs to be one of the worst culprits for tracking and ads and just like phoning home. And those requests made me a little bit uncomfortable, and I bet it does the same thing for a lot of you as well. Now, before we can talk about Pi-hole, we very quickly have to talk about DNS. Because whether you realize it or not, you use DNS thousands of times every single day. It's essentially a phone book for the internet. So let's say you open your web browser, type in youtube.com. Your computer actually has no idea where YouTube is. It only knows the name. Your computer has to ask a DNS server, where do I find YouTube? That DNS server replies with YouTube's IP address, and then your browser connects to that IP and the page loads. Normally, that DNS server belongs to your internet service provider. It's their phone book with all the IP addresses to the websites that you type in. Or you might be using Google's DNS or Cloudflare or another public provider. But on my network, every single DNS request goes through my Pi-hole first. It is my DNS server. Now this still works the same way for regular websites like YouTube or something. The Pi-hole just tells your computer YouTube's IP address and you connect. Same way as always. But here's the cool part. Let's say your computer asks for an ad from an advertising server or a tracking server. Instead of forwarding that request, Pi-hole just simply says no. It never gives your computer the address for that server, which means your computer never connects to it and the advertisement doesn't load. The tracker never gets contacted and the request never leaves your network. Now, Pi-hole isn't blocking websites, it's just blocking everything that the websites you visit don't actually need. It has a list of known ad servers and tracking servers, and it just won't let your computer connect to them. Okay, so now let's actually install this thing. So my primary Pi-hole runs on my home server inside Docker. Since I already have a home server running 24/7, adding another container only takes a couple of minutes. And if you're on Unraid like me, you can install the Docker container right from the little app store that they have. And if you're already self-hosting things like Plex or Image or Nextcloud, this is probably the easiest service that you're going to add. But personally, I want to do something just a little bit different today. I know not everybody has a home server running 24/7, so this can actually be installed on a Raspberry Pi, and that's where the Pi-hole name actually comes from. So in my case, I want a second Pi-hole for redundancy. So because my internet traffic runs through the Pi-hole container on my server, if I shut that server down for maintenance or even just reboot it for an update, my internet goes down because there's no phone book for my devices to look through, and I end up with some angry family members. So let's install it on a Raspberry Pi for redundancy. And for some of you, this will be your one and only install. But the setup is honestly just as easy as a Docker container. You just have to flash a Raspberry Pi with Raspberry Pi OS, make sure SSH is enabled, run the installer. I'll have the commands that I'm using here just down in the description below. You answer a few questions while you're installing, and that's about it. You have it installed. Take note of the IP address here of your Raspberry Pi and also the password to get into the WebUI. And honestly, one thing that really surprised me about installing this thing is just seeing how many blocks were actually happening, how many requests were happening in the background, like thousands and thousands every single day. And most of them weren't even ads. They were analytics, tracking services, and telemetry like I was talking about before. Companies collecting information about what websites I visit, what device I'm using, and sometimes connecting all that information together across multiple sites to build an identity on you. Now, this isn't necessarily evil. Companies like to know which types of devices visitors are using, how long they stay on certain web pages, etc. But it does make me a bit uncomfortable knowing that data is being collected on me at all, and I want to do my best in order to stop it. Now, Pi-hole definitely isn't perfect. If you're hoping it'll magically remove something like YouTube ads, it won't. Same with things like Facebook or Instagram or a lot of other big tech platforms. And this is because those companies are huge and they serve their advertisements from the same servers that they serve all of their content from in the first place. So if Pi-hole blocked those servers, the entire website would just stop working as well. So while it isn't perfect everywhere, the difference is huge. And truthfully, there are additional methods to block ads on those big tech sites like browser extension ad blockers. However, I do want to make it known that for a lot of these sites, especially YouTube, it is against the terms of service to use an ad blocker, but also I'm not going to tell you what to do. You now need to go into your router's settings and change the DNS server to your Pi-hole's IP address. Every computer on your network gets this information from your router, so your router tells every device where the phone book is. I'm just adding a second DNS server here because this is my second redundant Pi-hole. You'll likely only have one. So now, every device on my network actually has two DNS servers configured. One running on my home server and another running on the Raspberry Pi. So if either one ever goes down, everything automatically switches over to the other. And I don't even notice. So another frequently used feature for me actually has nothing to do with ads or trackers. It's local DNS. See, every self-hosted service has an IP address, 192.168.something, which means another IP address to bookmark and another thing to remember. But now with local DNS, I can make it so everything just has a name, server.home or router.home. Or if you're using a reverse proxy, you can connect to your own domain from inside your network this way. So whenever I spin up a new service, all I do is create a DNS record and it redirects to whatever website name I want to the proper IP. And every device on my network instantly knows where to find it. Again, it's just a phone book for my locally hosted services. And it's a really nice quality of life improvement that you don't really appreciate until you start using it. And then you never want to go back. So when I first installed Pi-hole, I only wanted an ad blocker, but what I really got was a cleaner, faster, more private, and just more enjoyable internet experience. It's another one of those little networking things that just quietly sits in the background and does its job, and then you forget about it. You forget about it until you're using someone else's Wi-Fi, and then suddenly you remember how many ads and how many trackers that the rest of the internet actually has. And if you want to get really nerdy with something like this, you can actually host your own VPN and then remote into your home network from abroad, and then you'll get all of this ad blocking and tracker blocking functionality on your devices when you're away. But that's an entirely different subject for an entirely different video. So if you guys enjoyed this one, consider leaving me a like and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.